Gentlemen, I've got a rush game for you on Arica Harbor or Arica Harbor. Whether or not you want to say it or pronounce it correctly or incorrectly is up to you. But before I start this specific gameplay commentary, I'd like to start off with a little bit of a background as to my weapon setup. Now, you'll see in a few seconds I'm using a piece of machinery that is used for killing that is approximately from circa 22 AD. Okay, that's a blatant lie. I'm not even going to try to even wiggle my way out of that one. That's a blatant lie. It's actually from World War II, and the reason that I'm using the M1 Garand is because I was on the Battlefield Bad Company 2 website today, and they have this large leaderboard. Now, it's not a leaderboard for players specifically, but it's for weapons. Now, it has the most popular weapons all the way down to the least popular weapons. And how the scale is actually graded is in kills. So people have gotten something like a few million kills with the XM8 prototype, and that's the most popular weapon in Battlefield Bad Company 2 on PS3. And it also is on Xbox, and of course, the most popular after the XM8 prototype is the M60. Big surprise there, but it's all based on kills. So people have gotten the most kills with the XM8 prototype, and then number 2 that follows closely is the M60. So then I scroll down to the bottom of this list and I say, which weapon do people absolutely hate? And believe it or not, it was the M1 Garand. And the only reason that I have access to the M1 Garand is because I'm a Battlefield veteran. And that's not a bragging token by any means. I'm not saying, oh, I'm a Battlefield veteran, I get special access. And really, it's not any kind of badge of honor. It just means that I've bought in a previous Battlefield game. I bought the original Battlefield Bad Company, so DICE has been kind enough to, if you played any other Battlefield game, you purchased it and you're playing it under the same gamer tag or the same PSN, then I obviously get access to the M1 Garand when others don't, other people that have not played another Battlefield before this one. And really, the M1 Garand is such an interesting rifle because obviously it's from World War II, and obviously there's a strict connection to the other games of the series, such as Battlefield 1943, or 1942, excuse me. Actually, it might be 1943. Excuse me if I'm saying the wrong year, but hopefully I'm correct with 43. And this weapon, it's such a mixed bag because number one, it has very, very high accuracy and high damage. It's got some high power. And this is balanced by a low rate of fire and a low clip size. And gentlemen, believe me when I say small clip size, we're only speaking about 8 shots here. But the difference between this and any other standard assault rifle in the game or any kind of SMG is that it is 8 shots of rock and roll, okay? It's not this Uzi round. It's not a 9x19 parabola round that feels like you're shooting little stones at somebody, okay? This is a 30-06 that is really going to hit your target, and it's going to hit it hard. It's going to have some serious penetration power, and I don't like speaking about penetration power because then a lot of you guys get funny ideas when I say the word penetration, so let's stray away from that. And the final factor or motivation that really enforced me to actually use the M1 Garand was the embarrassment factor, okay guys? Not only is this gun outrageously fun, not only is it very, very accurate and very, very powerful, but it's just embarrassing. Not embarrassing to use. Allow me to explain. There is this embarrassment factor when you get killed with a piece of machinery that is this old, okay? This was used in wartime over 60 years ago. Well, not quite. Okay, you guys should know what I mean, okay? If you want to debate with me, oh, the war started in 39 when Hitler invaded Poland. But what about the burning of the Reichstag? Well, I'm not going to give you a history lesson as to World War II, but let's just say this rifle is old, and when you get killed with this ancient piece of human-killing machinery, it's just embarrassing. It's like you've got a modern assault rifle, you've got a modern SMG, and I outdid you with a very, very ancient, archaic piece of killing machinery. Now, diving into the specific gameplay commentary here, I'm playing with Rocker Kogel or Rocker Kogel. I can't really remember how to pronounce his name correctly, but I'm also playing with Ty Webb. And we planned here that Ty Webb would go over and get A as soon as I got B, just to fluster the team a little bit. And obviously, you just saw there, I got very, very lucky. hipfire there. I'm not going to say that was skill at all. I can openly tell you with my supreme confidence that that was a very, very lucky hipfire, where I just happened to get a random headshot. But what happens is, oftentimes, B is a really, really easy objective to obtain and a really, really easy objective to destroy. So really, they're going to really hold on to A as tight as they can. They're not going to worry about B so much, because B is held in a building that is able to be destroyed via Destruction 2.0, obviously. And A is much more difficult to get, so obviously they're going to go over and protect A, the one that Ty Webb got, and they defuse it eventually. But we get B. And this guy shot me in the face with a shotgun while I was throwing a grenade. I was just kind of stunned, but I killed him and a lot of his friends many more times before this game is over, so I will have my sweet, sweet revenge in due time. And as you can see here, I switched to the Gustav just because in the beginning of the game, in the first few objectives, there's a lot of tanks on the opposite team, and really the AT-4 is the ultimate tank killer, obviously in the name, Anti-Tank 4. It's going to take out tanks quite easily, and obviously it has the most damage against any kind of vehicle. And just to give you a few more factors or motivations as to why I use the M2 Carl Gustav is basically because it's better against infantry than the other two. The AT-4 and the RPG-7, in my opinion, are more centered towards vehicles, while the M2, it has outrageously outstanding splash damage, which is very, very effective against infantry. And if you hit a wall beside them, if you hit the ground near them, they're going to die from that splash damage, which can be very effective in killing infantry. And I also know on these last three objectives, there's not going to be a whole lot of vehicles that are going to get in our way in between us and the objective as we're approaching it. Really, the tanks are only a nuisance on the first objective on Arica Harbor, and really the M2, it's got tremendous splash damage as I mentioned, and it's also got the fastest rocket speed. There's no acceleration like the AT-4. The AT-4, you fire it, then there's an acceleration to its top speed. The M2 Carl Gustav has the fastest speed, and it's instant acceleration. It's not like there's a delay or anything like that. But then my squad mate here, he gets A, he arms A, and then I basically defend from this here window until it explodes. And really, I can't even describe to you how quick my team was. Obviously, you can see this entire gameplay is about 14-15 minutes, and really, that might sound like a lot, but that's 5 sets of objectives, okay? That's not exactly easy to do in under 15 minutes. And I gotta say, this is probably one of the best teams that I've ever played with online. They're just outrageous. They would just sprint to an objective like there was no tomorrow. They would just nom everything in their way on the way there, and they would just sprint as fast as they could. Because, and I know I'm sounding kind of cryptic or vague here when I just say they're going fast, and here I'm just getting some ammo from my teammate here, but some teams that you play with, they're very, very conservative in their approach to an objective. They'll use a lot of cover. They won't go in together. They'll go individually. But these guys they just sprinted towards it. And really, how it worked was on the first set of objectives, on objectives number 1, 2, and 3, I was more so involved with the arming of the objective, and then on the final 2 sets of objective, I kind of took a secondary role and really just provided support and cover fire. And that worked out quite well because they had so many guys on my team that were so willing just to sprint towards the objective and arm it quickly. And look, we have 71 tickets, okay? They've only killed us 4 times. We already have an objective arm. Just take a look at that spectacle. Wow. And then a good strategy that I usually employ here is that I just flank around the right side. And usually they're not expecting you to be there, like flanking all the way around the right side to B. And I caught this guy off guard. But then again, he got shot in the face, and that's what you deserve when you use the M60. You deserve to get shot in the face every single time that you encounter another enemy. And so I blow a hole in the train cart here, jump up, and arm B, obviously. I almost just said arm A. That would be a drastic mistake, but just pay attention to how many teammates I eventually get surrounding this objective. It was just this mentality that we had. Every single objective, we wanted to approach it like we were about to falcon punch them in the trachea. It was just I was very, very happy with our team. They were just so dynamically effective on so many different levels. It was quite tremendous. And surprise, surprise, we were not using any recons. Well, I think there was maybe one or two guys that were recon. I don't think we really had... Actually, I don't think we had any recon at all. We didn't have any snipers or recon, and what do you know? We did extremely well. And obviously, I think I've told you guys this over 1,000,000 times before, but I just don't approve of recons on an attacking team. In some situations, it's effective to have one or two, but if you've got half your team sniping, absolutely ridiculous, okay? Just ridiculous. And once we get this set of objectives, we move up here, and I stop here to get ammo first because you don't want to go into battle unprepared. And I flank right side, and that's always the most effective just because quite rarely do they set up on the right side because there's not a tremendous amount of cover. Yes, there's rocks, but oftentimes they'll set up on the left side and they'll set up right at the base of the bridge because that's where the bulk of your team is going to go, most likely. But as you can see here, my team is quite quick, just jaguars of speed. Look at that. Well, I should say cheetahs of speed, but call it what you will. They armed A extremely quickly. Watch this guy get knifed. Straight in the skull. Ugh. I may have a morbid sense of humor, but that is quite hilarious to me. And for some reason, I don't know why he didn't get shot earlier. He was there disarming it for a good 3 seconds, and then he got knifed straight in the helmet. There's nothing like a good combat knife that wakes me up in the morning. That sounds like some kind of awful saying from Apocalypse Now, but please excuse me. Now, for some reason, for some incredible reason, my squad mates were able to maneuver all the way around to B and get it as we were getting A, and how quick did we get that objective? Please tell me that. How quickly? And by no means am I trying to brag to you guys or seem boastful. I'm just saying the teammates that I played with were absolutely atrociously effective at this game. That's all I'm trying to say. And we do eventually flank right here. Usually most of the time, but something that I want to point out here, Rocker Kogel, he gets that mounted MG, and that's very, very important to do on this specific map because those shielded MGs, you obviously can't shoot through them. You can shoot to the sides and shoot from behind it, but they are absolute killers when it comes to infantry. They will just mow your team down. And it's extremely hard to take them out if you don't have enough engineers to shoot rockets at it because bullets are... I'm impervious to your bullets, says the machine gun. I got a random shot there. I don't know how I killed that guy. That was an absolute luck shot, believe me. That was like a... You know when you have one of those shots, like, okay guys, I'm just going to test the waters here to see if there's an enemy. Whoa, there was an enemy. I did kill him. It's just one of those lucky shots. I think we all know it was. I'm not going to tell a white lie and tell you it's not. But I get another few kills here. And coming up here, you're going to see me play a little game of Ring Around the Rosie with this guy. And eventually, somehow he used ghost wall hacks and he comes through the wall / the doorway and he shoots me in the back. I'm not offended though. I only died. This is my last death. I only died twice in this match. I'm not offended. Ubermouse524. Feel free to use your UMP all you want. And like I said, guys, absolute falcon punch in the trachea because these guys have already gotten objective A. And please forgive me if you think that I'm not playing the objective as much on these last few ones and these last few objectives, but these guys are just so quick, I didn't really need to. And I got this random, I don't know how I killed that guy first. There's this pool of 6 teammates and somehow I was the one that got him, but I know there's oftentimes spawn, a lot of players spawn up here, so I've decided to come up here and clean up a few kills before that final objective detonated. And I do get 2 here with my final one with my M9, and we are done. And just to finish off this commentary, I'd like to ask you guys, do you guys like seeing M1 Garand gameplay? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Please inform me. And if there is a weapon set that you'd like me to use, please leave a comment and tell me, and I'll be sure to use it. But other than that, guys, I want to thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you next time. Auf Wiedersehen.